Hello, beautiful people. It's your favorite freedom and financial life coach, Coach Sapphire Starr, owner and founder of Organized Chaos, where we've helped hundreds of clients, especially women, get over the shame of money, the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. They're able to take control of their finances to get out of debt, save to invest, and lastly, able to boldly walk into the life that they deserve and desire. Welcome to my 30-day financial wellness challenge. Live challenge, I'm going live every day for 30 days. Listen, if you're ready to level up your mindset and your money, and again, live the life that you deserve and desire, this is where you need to be every day, starting today, September 1st, starting today, every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stress that because I am born and raised Savannah, Georgia, but I am a citizen of the world. And so I have friends all over the place. And so one thing I would love for you to do when you come into the live is to type in where you are logging in from at this moment. Type in where you're logging in from and type yes if you're ready to level up your mind and your money. Even in the replay, if you're coming in the replay, please type in where you are logging in from and yes to leveling up your mind and your money. Side note, sidebar, if you want to smell like a rich auntie on a budget, you want to smell like you just got off a plane from Dubai, get you some of this. You want to smell like a Federica, if you know, you know. This is my grandbaby. I don't know if it's this one, that one. I don't know. Dr. Tiffany. Hey, friend. Good morning. Buenos dias. Hola. Because y'all know I'm bilingual. Get you some of this right here. This is this that French stuff. I'm just playing. This is, what's the name? Somebody typed the name of this thing in. I forgot the name that fast, and I thought it was on the bottle, but get you some of this, sis, because a wealthy lifestyle, a rich lifestyle is a rich mindset. You want to know why you broke? You want to know why you're not living the life you deserve? It's not because of your bank account. It's not because of your income. It's because of your mindset. You don't believe that you have the ability to live the life that you deserve. Whether it's from society, whether it's cultural, how you grew up, other people's low self-esteem projected onto you, and now you've adopted that mindset. And so one of the things I talk about with my clients to help them begin to live a life, and side note, wealth, abundance is not about money. It's actually more than that. It's bigger than that. It's about living a life rich. Can we type in rich in the comment section? Rich in purpose, passion, and possibilities. That's what wealth and abundance is about. But in order to begin to boldly walk into a life that embodies that, you must shift your mindset. What's your money story? What is that thing that has shaped your ideas around money that may have caused shame, may have caused doubt, may have caused insecurities, may have caused stress? I know growing up in my household, money was a source of stress and not a source of security. And it wasn't because my parents, my stepdad and my mom weren't hard workers. They were hard workers. They didn't necessarily have they were in survival mode. And so they didn't have the luxury of time to figure out, well, what we want to do, how we want to live our life. And they didn't always have access to financial literacy, financial education that was going to set them up and their children's children up for success. And so what is that story for you? I know for me, my story was, I remember vividly, picture this, Savannah, Georgia, 2009. I was working in Candler Hospital as a clinical laboratory scientist. Those that know me know that I've been a clinical laboratory scientist for the past 25 years. And I was working in the lab, and I remember being in the break room, and I can't remember this child name to save my life. Was it Emily? Where my Candler folks at? Girl, I forgot. But we were in the break room, and I remember this reality show came on the TV, and there was this guy, he had like 13 kids. Y'all know those shows. And he was building a home for his children and his family. He was like, yeah, I'm going to build this house debt-free. And immediately, and I was like, be for real. Be for real. That's how, Sway, that's not possible. And my mindset, remember, mindset was nobody's debt free. Like, you're going to always have debt. And I remember my coworker at the table, she was like, no, my parents are debt free and I'm actually debt free. And I'm just like, oh, still in my mind, I'm still kind of like, side eyeing. But she said, no, we did the Dave Ramsey total money makeover and we're debt free. So what that did was that planted a seed of possibility. Abraham Hicks says, a belief is a thought that you keep thinking and you believe it. So the question and then your actions are regulated by your beliefs. So you then ask yourself, why would you act on something that you don't necessarily believe, or not even necessarily, you don't believe is true? You're not going to act on it. So in my mindset was, you're going to always have debt. So I never thought to create an action plan to get out of debt. But that day, that moment, that time, the seed was planted. And now I had a roadmap. I had an example of what was possible to shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And that first step in that journey was to shift the mindset. And the next step was to create an action plan. Hey, y'all, I can't see. I'm coming. Hey, Danielle. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining the live. And so today what I want to, not just focusing on mindset, but in your beliefs, because remember, the belief cycle is beliefs, action, results, and it feeds into each other. So once you shift your mindset, you create an action plan that gets results, that feeds the belief, and it continues to create this cycle of wealth and abundance in your life. And really what the creme de la creme is, buying back your time so you can do what you want whenever you want. In my book, Live Freely, because when I started the journey of financial freedom, it took me from that moment in the break room, from 2009 to 2013, I was able to pay off $33,000 worth of debt, save to invest, fired my boss, and began traveling the world. I was living a life. And one thing I want you to know, if you don't take anything from this, is this is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not a get rich quick nothing. Okay? You must be willing to put in the work. You must be willing to ask yourself, why? What is most important? And how am I going to make it happen? And so I've been to 27 different countries and counting. I'm a Mexican resident. I'll tell that story for another live. And people will always ask me, how are you able to travel? And really what they want to say is, where do you get the money and the time? And I always say financial freedom, Financial freedom allow me to buy back my time so I can live the life that I deserve and desire. And even if you don't know what that is, at least once you are released from the shackles of debt and worry of money, you now have the luxury and the freedom to think about, wow, well, what does a life by design look like for me? Imagine a life where you don't have to worry about money. Imagine a life where you can wake up and go climb a tree on the island of Hawaii and Kona and just live your best life. And so that's why I wrote this book. And people would ask me that question, how, and this is a personal finance book, but also a memoir. And it tells us, I'm not giving y'all a lot in this live, but you know, it's live, we lit. We sharing is caring. Speaking of, if you know someone that can benefit, learn, get something out of this live, please share. I would love and appreciate that. For the next 30 days, guys, we're going to be here. If you're ready, type yes. But yeah, I wrote this book to share my story, to empower others to live their best life. We only have one life to live. So the question is, what does that look like for you? What does a life by design look like for you? I really enjoyed having this conversation with you guys, and I have so much more that I want to share and get into, but I'm gonna tell you right now as I come to the end of this live. And if you have any questions or if there's anything specific you would, yes, you allowed it, yes. If you have any questions or anything specific related to financial wellness that you would like for me to talk about, please type it in the comment section. And you can also visit me at Sapphire Starr, 2Rs.com. But as we come to the end of this live, I'm telling you something right now. I'm not here, and I'm not going to hold your hand when I say this. Like, I come here, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, to disrupt whatever's going on in your life, to disrupt you from your comfort zone. One of my favorite quotes by Les Brown is, life begins outside of your comfort zone. And honestly, right outside of your comfort zone is the fear zone. But once you're able to navigate outside of the fear zone, you're in the growth zone. You're in the zone of possibilities. You're in the zone of purpose. You're in the zone of passion. We were not created to, like, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we were not created to work 60 years of that, right? And then retire. No, God has created you for a purpose and has a plan for you now. But you can't, because now you got to go to work, working a job you don't like, right? Not because you want to, but because you have to. So imagine if that was optional. Imagine, and I'm not saying quit your 9 to 5 like I did, fire your boss like I mean, you can, why not? What I'm saying is, create a work optional life. Create a life that when you wake up in the morning, you enjoy it. You're grateful. You're at peace. You're serving. You're able to serve. I love to volunteer. I'm able to serve because when I wake up in the morning, I choose what I do with my time. I live freely. Freedom to work whenever, wherever. I was going to get into goal setting. And tomorrow, that's what we're going to talk about. Goal setting. Part 4 of my book, I talk about goal setting. It's September 1, y'all. It's time to lean in, lock in, whatever it is. When it comes to your finances, whatever it is, lean in, lock in, set those goals, and make it happen. Hi, Anissa. Yes, it's never too late, honey girl. You on time. He's an on time. Yes, it is. Thank y'all so much for joining live. I'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Until then, always be great. Always shine your light. And remember, your story matters. Your story empowers. Be great.